So this is a really, really simple movement-based routine that you can do in any order, any time, or even separate the movements and just let them fit in with your daily lifestyle. The most important thing is simply to move. When we don't move, things get stuck, they get stagnant, we feel rigid. And when we have a stuck, stagnant, and rigid body, then our thoughts and our mind is going to be exactly the same. Movement is what we are born with, and it is about incorporating it into our daily life as simple and as often as we can. But of course, it's always important to balance that out as well with rest. You know, it's one thing that I was discussing with my client this morning. We were never ever taught to pause, or I certainly wasn't anyway. It was consistently do this. We move through school and we're constantly doing, constantly chasing the next thing. We're trying to get a higher grade, or we're trying to climb the ladder of our workplace. We're trying to constantly go from one thing to the next without actually having to pause. And when we do that, we start to get into a place of overwhelm and anxiety, and our body starts to fall apart. We become exhausted, we become tired physically, we don't have time for movement because we're too busy running to the next thing. And we end up just slowly depleting our energy. And that leads to poor negative thinking. So that leads to judgment, that leads to comparison, that leads to self-sabotage, that leads to not looking after ourselves, and essentially that leads to illness and dis-ease. This little routine, again, anyone can do this, and I want to keep it super simple. So I'll do it in real time, and you can break this down or do it as many times as you like, depending on how this fits in with your lifestyle. We're going to start up with a warm-up first. So I really like to warm up through the hands first. So we're going to be spreading our fingers really nice and wide, and then bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. From this position, visualize that you're a sad dog, so tuck the tailbone under, and then visualize you have a paintbrush on the end of your nose. From this position, we're going to start to do some little wrist circles here. So I'm maintaining the tuck of the tailbone and starting to draw a circle with the paintbrush that I have on the end of my nose. So always listen to your wrists. There's no way that they're going to get strong if you don't spend time on them. So take the time doing these little circles and just work to your degree. Change direction. Arms are straight, slight protraction of the shoulder blades, belly draws to spine. If you feel you need more of any of these, of course, pause the video and then do more. Fingertips out to the side now. We're going to slide side to side. So my wrists are quite used to me being on them, so don't try to mimic what I do. Just listen to your body and learn to be completely okay with where we're at. We should be getting a nice stretch down the front of the wrist and into the forearm here. So the fingers are still spread wide. Alrighty, turning our fingertips now to face our knees. And if this is challenging for you, just be really gentle with this. Just turn the fingertips back to where you can. And then if you need to modify this anymore, you can walk this out a little bit further and put some more body weight into the shoulders. If it's feeling quite, you've got a lot of space there, then you can bring the hands closer back to the knees. And again, that's going to be completely up to you where you're at with your wrists. So we're just rocking forward and back here now, stretching right down the front of the wrist and the forearm. This should be uncomfortable. Never ever painful though. Beautiful. Let's tuck our toes under, so we're stretching into the connective tissue and fascia. And if this is uncomfortable for you to sit back onto your heels, not a problem. I invite you to come up so you're here and arms are straight. Draw the shoulder blades back and rotate your wrists out. So about 10 circles one way. Try not to overextend here. Try to keep the shoulder blades drawing back. And then 10 circles back the other way. Great, we're going to come back down into the hands and we're going to just now warm up through the spine. So I want you to start to move your spine in all directions now. So moving up, moving around, starting to create some sort of movement, even into the elbow joint, moving the body side to side, through the angry cat, dipping down, allow your chest and heart to open. Now shut down your eyes and take about 5 more breaths doing this. You can tuck your toes under as well. There's no right or wrong. You can slip back into a child's pose. You might even like to come all the way through into a little bit of a back bend. There's absolutely no right or wrong here. Just move your spine. Give yourself this time to ask what's going on in your body today. Take 1 more breath in and 1 more breath out. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake. Doesn't matter if you're on your knees or seated, whatever is comfortable for you, and shake out your wrists. That is your little warm-up done. If you would like to repeat that, please go ahead and repeat that so long as you feel warm and ready to go. So we're going to start our movement patterns really simply, starting to open up our hip flexors and our groins. I want us to think of a sense of smoothness with this one. So there's going to be 2 options that I'm going to run through. Always start with the first option first, and if you feel comfortable with that, then we can move to the second. So we're in a kneeling position and allow our hips to sink back over our heels. From this position, I want to press into my palms and round my upper back. So I'm maintaining a protraction. As I do, I'm then going to step the left foot outside the left hand. It doesn't matter how the left foot gets there, but just make sure that the left ankle is underneath the left knee. From here, the right arm stays down and the left arm comes up. Then I bring the left arm down on the inside of the left foot, round the upper back and step the left foot back to meet the right knee. Come back over the heels, round the upper back, step the right foot outside the right hand, left hand down, right hand up, breathe in, and exhale, come back down. Round the upper back, step the right foot back, come back into a crouch position. Let's keep going. Round the upper back, step left foot outside left hand, breathe in. We're going to go for 8 more. Exhale, come back down. Beautiful. Let's keep going here. So adding breath now. Inhale, step forward. Inhale, lift up the arm. Exhale, arm comes down. Inhale, step back to a crouch. And exhale, sink hips back over heels. Inhale, left foot goes forward. Exhale, left arm lifts up. Inhale, arm goes down. And exhale, step back. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, arm comes up. Inhale, arm comes down. And exhale, come back. Left side, inhale, step forward. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, come down, round the spine. Exhale, come back. Now, option if you would like to for the last 4 is tuck your toes, lift the knees off. Inhale, step forward, back knee stays off. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come back down, round the spine. Exhale, come back to a crouch. Always optional. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, come back down, round. And exhale, step. 2 more to go. Inhale, lift, really round. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back down. And exhale, crouch. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, left arm. Inhale, arm back down. And exhale, wherever you are, come back to a child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. From your child's pose, I'm going to get you to come down into your belly, however that is. And we're going to work into some back extension work. Please remember that whenever we're working into our back bending, everyone's spine is always going to be different. So it's really, really important to tune into how your spine is feeling today. And, the lift of the legs is going to be completely optional and always your choice. So we're going to bring the
hands down onto the ground into goalpost arms. So we want the elbows in line with the shoulder and the wrists in line with the elbows. And from this position, the feet are apart, the toes are untucked. Get that beanbag out of the way. And then from here, we want to be with our belly button towards the floor. We want to tuck the tailbone under and press the pubic bone down. Keeping your eyes steady, we're going to inhale, lift off the arms, and then exhale, draw the fingertips back. I want you to keep your gaze neutral, so don't turn your head like what I'm doing. Inhale, bring the hands back, and exhale, come down. Let's do that again. I'm going to keep my eye gaze where it should be now. So inhale, arms lift. Exhale, squeeze the scapula. Inhale, draw back, and exhale, come back down. Now, if that feels okay, we can work with the posterior chain and start to lift up our feet. So inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, squeeze the upper back. Inhale, hands together, and exhale down. We've got 7 more to go. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep going. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Last 4. Remember, you can keep your feet down at any point. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, inhale, and exhale. So inhale, goalpost arms. Exhale, draw the hands back. Inhale, back to goalpost, and exhale. Good. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Last one. Breath in, breath out, breath in, and breath out. Now, our transition to stand. We're going to take our time. Bring the hands by the side of the chest. Brace the belly, press up, tuck the toes. From this position, start to walk your hands back to your feet, bending your knees a lot. Come into your variation of a squat. And then from this position, slowly start to make your way up to stand. From here, we're going straight into a standing leg balance. So soften your right knee. You're going to bring the left knee up. We're going to inhale, lift up the left knee. Exhale, internal rotation. Inhale, going around the joint. And exhale, come back up to stand. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now, you can always use a wall if you need to for this one. So inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Notice I'm bending my knee there. You've got 2 more to go. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in to go around, and breathe out. So I'm trying to build leg strength here as well. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Let's change sides. So standing on that left foot now. Again, always option to use that wall if you need to. So inhale, out, external rotation. Exhale, internal rotation. Inhale, go around the joint. And exhale, back up to stand. All right, use the wall if you need to. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. 3 more to go. Inhale, it's meant to be wobbly too. Exhale, inhale, side's definitely more wobbly today, and exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. I have a feeling I lied. This is the last one. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Great work, everyone. From this one, we're going to go straight into this low gait walk. So I want you to take your time to spend 45 seconds keeping your body low, playing with all different directions of walking around in some sort of a squat. The depth of this is going to be completely up to you. So little baby steps. Feel free to play around with like a wider step, sliding from side to side. Maybe you transfer. We're going to go for 20 more seconds here. So little tiny steps, really slowing this down, playing with different three-dimensional movement so that we can start to really condition our ankles, our knees to get used to moving in different directions. You should be getting a fair bit of heat by now. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. I hope you are feeling okay so far. Your heart rate should be up a little bit here, most definitely. The last one is we're working into a plank position, either with the fingers bound or out. Again, if the shoulder is really, really tight, all right, in that external rotation, if that annoys the shoulder joint, then please come back to clasping the hands together. When we come down into this plank position, we want to again make sure that the tailbone is tucked under. So 2 options with the hands, either like this, but if this annoys the shoulder joint and the external rotation, I want you to bring your hands in and clasp them. From this position, we want to make sure that the shoulder and elbow joint are stacked the whole time. It's easy to do this, but we want to maintain the shoulder over the elbow. So it's a really good practice sometimes to practice with a mirror. From this position, we want to make sure we're not going to be tucking our hips up and working this position. We want to tuck the tailbone under, keep the shoulders over the elbows. And if we can maintain this position here, this is really hard to talk, tuck the toes, squeeze the glutes, and then we hold. So slight protraction in the upper back. I'm really squeezing my bum. I'm pushing back with the heels, and I'm making sure I'm not pitching a tent or at any time dropping out through my spine. So rounding through that upper back, press down through those forearms, belly draws the spine, glutes squeeze, push back with the heels, we hold for 10. Option 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I always recommend coming back into a child's pose after plank to catch your breath. That's it. Really just simple movements that you need nothing for. Like I used a really small space here. Keep it simple, keep it enjoyable. Do the things that make you feel good, and always think about the question, if we're feeling that stuck and stagnant and rigid, how are we going to feel in 10 years' time if we continue doing the same things? Or if we don't focus on our movement and getting back into a sense of playfulness and our natural state, which really is moving our bodies in all different directions. You don't need to go and thrash out like for hours in the gym or go and burn, strenuous calories like every single day by, pushing and striving and attending like 2 gym classes a day. It is unnecessary. You're just going to put your body through more stress. So play with your kids, play with your animal, move around, crawl on the floor, get back into playing games and connecting with people. And then the more you practice that, the easier it becomes, and it just becomes part of your daily life. So have fun, enjoy the practice. Remember that what we practice always grows stronger. So I hope you enjoy that little sequence, and let me know how you go.